Hello, everybody. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Rachel.
And this is So I'm Watching Gilmore Girls, Season 1, Episode 9, Rory's Dance.
I need for people to stop shitting on dances.
Sure.
I feel like every show I watch...
this was the year 2000.
Fair.
Just...
But I feel like every show or movie I watched around that time, and still to this day, everyone's like, I'm not going to that stupid dance. I love dances. I'm 36 years old, and all I want to do is go to a school dance. I want to get dressed up to the nines, and I want to go shake my ass and have a mediocre food.
Okay, I like getting dressed up and going somewhere. I am not a dance... I don't do the act of dancing, so I didn't really love school dances either. And also, when we were going to school dances, it was, like, nothing but, like, butt grinding. And I'm just not into that. I would go somewhere if it was just like, oh, like nice, just like slow dancing like that.
But even like the socializing was fun, and
the socializing was top tier.
So it's like you don't have to be out. You don't have to be me and be out on the dance floor the entire time.
The socializing, you're correct.
Yeah,
that part's good.
It was like you go out to dinner and everyone's kind of like looking at the kids and like their finery or whatever, and
you get to judge everyone else's dresses.
Yes.
Which is the best part.
Yes. And it just, I don't know. I miss it so much. And I just feel like all the characters I'm supposed to like and align myself with are always like, dances.
So it was like, this is like peak cool girl territory.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you can only be like appealing to men if you, it's the Amy Dunn speech. Like just pull the Amy Dunn speech and put it in here.
Cool girl is hot. Cool girl is game. Cool girl is fun. Cool girl never gets angry at her man. She only smiles in a chagrin-loving manner and then presents her mouth for f***ing.
What does Rory do? She eats pounds of food and
gains no weight.
So skinny. Her face is great. It's like whatever. She doesn't like what other people like. She doesn't want to force you to go to the school dance because you might not like it, and she's easygoing. You know, all she does is read, so she's fully available to you all the time. It's like...
That's why I really liked myself, because I'm like, I like what I like, and if you don't like it, I don't care.
I was never super embarrassed by things that I was into, and like Buffy the Vampire Slayer was the first thing that I was into to like an unhealthy degree. And even still, I was like quiet about it, but I found a couple of girls in my like graduating class that I like hung out with, and like they came over and we watched the finale together.
Oh, that's fun.
And it was like, you just have to find the things you like and not be embarrassed and find your people.
And also, I had an English teacher who was obsessed with Buffy. Ooh. And so I got out of assignments on Wednesdays.
To talk about Buffy?
She wanted to dish. And I was like, this just reinforces, because I learned this lesson very early. So I'm talking like elementary school. I found the teachers I could be buddy-buddy with.
Sure.
And then I could get away with stuff.
Yeah.
And so, and this was like an honors, like really, really hard English class.
Yeah.
But if only I could speak English.
It would be tight, yeah.
But
I found the Buffy girls in my Latin class, my senior Latin class.
Yeah, see, you just gotta find them. But and this kid in my class was like, yeah, Buffy last night, right? And she looked at him, she goes, shut up, Eric. It was great.
Fucking Eric.
Oh, Miss Withers, I hope you're doing well. She was great. Anyway.
Yeah, so Rory's got to dance. Lorelai finds out about it at Friday night dinner. Richard is out of town. That's kind of how it's like every only handful of episodes Richard's in it, because he like travels for business, and Edward Herman was like important enough that he didn't have to.
So this type of business is very
business.
Numbers.
Yeah, it is.
It's working.
I mean, it is just numbers, insurance.
Yeah, no, it really is.
Actuarial charts or whatever they're called.
I don't know, but I would really like if my insurance agent would call me back.
That would be also great.
Mine went up.
So Rory's like, I might not go, so it doesn't really matter. And then I like the speech that Lorelai gives her, where she's like, if you don't want to go because you really don't want to go, then that's fine, and I won't force you. But if you don't want to go because you're scared,
and because
or shy,
or because you saw 16 Candles and you decided that dances are dumb.
Sorry, the dance in 16 Candles is pretty dope.
Yeah, all of the dances in all of the movies are dope as hell.
And also, it's like, it's usually not even about the dance, which it ends up kind of not being in this too. It's about the after party.
Yeah.
Like, you then go to the best time I ever had at any high school dance was this after party of my senior prom.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I like the whole thing. But my junior prom was like peak because I was on court. I had this like stunning vintage white chiffon gown that had a cape. And then I went to an after party. So that was like peak high school for me.
My junior prom was better because the juniors put it on. So like the juniors when I was a senior didn't put on as good of a prom, but then I had a really good after party. I arrived with my date named Sean and I left with another boy also named Sean.
Love that. And
Two different spellings.
And junior year was the year that I went to Will's senior prom with him.
Yeah.
And that after party was terrible.
Oh, no.
We were locked in that bowling alley.
That's right. That's right.
We were like, please just let us leave.
I just want to go
We
home.
won't do drugs. We're just tired. It's 3 a.m. That was terrible.
Oh, man.
But the dance part, immaculate. Everything leading up to it, immaculate.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's just... And this looked like a really fun dance.
It looked super fancy.
Yeah,
at least.
I bet you that food would have been phenomenal.
I think it's probably medium.
For a bunch of rich people?
Yeah.
No.
Rich people have the worst food. Did you not read Minnie Kaling's book where she's like, when you go to the Emmys or the Golden Globes or something, the food is on par with like a mid-level bar mitzvah?
Well, because they know that more than half of them are not eating.
Well,
and especially all of them are on Ozempic now, so they're definitely not eating.
Now, for sure. Regardless, it's super pretty and it's in like a historic building and everything. On the other side of the spectrum, this is where her relationship with Dean starts getting transactional.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't ask for anything in exchange for this, but just wait.
No, he does seem like I'm going to keep score.
Just wait.
Oh, does he throw in her face?
He doesn't really throw stuff in her face.
Okay.
Yet.
Oh, God.
It's not good. It's not a good relationship.
So, well, the fact that he was like throwing his weight around very much was like, this is the type of thing that we are told that we're supposed to like, but it's actually a huge red flag.
Okay, again, I'll say, when I watched this for the first time, barely 15, because this episode aired 3 days after my birthday, it is appealing in the moment. The issue for me, specifically, is that I find Chad Michael Murray so much more appealing.
Oh, no, both of them are duds
Jared
for me.
Padalecki.
No, both of them are duds for me.
Both of them
Both
duds.
of them.
Interesting.
Yeah, like,
Okay.
I mean, if they, like, came up to me and wanted to, like, buy me a drink, I'd be like, fine. But I'm not, like, or anything like that.
Well, I'm not like that about this Chad Michael Murray.
Yeah.
Current Chad Michael Murray is...
He doesn't do it for me. He never has.
He also had kind of a messy, like, early 2000s, because he got One Tree Hill, which I told, and he immediately fell in love with Sophia Bush. They got married. It was super messy, and then they got immediately divorced. And then he, like, I think he just wants to be married, because he, like, almost immediately after they got divorced, he got married again. I think he's still married to that one. I haven't done my research, but...
He just looks like a kitten from a Golden Books picture book.
Okay, well, his hair is so much better now. This hair is terrible. Boys with straight blonde hair, you can't cut it that close to your head.
It just looks like fuzz.
Yeah, it's just
static.
Yeah,
you
can't do that, or you at least have to put some product in it. So either way, Lorelai makes her dress.
And it looks great.
It's super beautiful. I don't love the neckline, or at least maybe not that neckline with that hair.
I think because it goes up
too
and then
high.
down. Yeah. So like I don't mind that. I love an off the shoulder.
Sure.
But I think it dipped too far down for how high up it went in the center.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I also feel like she shouldn't have had her hair all the way up.
I agree.
Yeah. But overall, super cute. It's certainly not my least favorite high school dance dress.
Yeah, it would have been passable on Project Runway.
Sure. Yeah. Nothing will ever compete though with Buffy Summers' prom dress.
No,
that
never.
is like top. It was like Carolina Herrera too, isn't it?
I think
something
so,
like that. That's like
that.
top tier teen soap like dance dress.
That's all I wanted for my prom dress.
It's beautiful.
I will search for that particular like style dress until the day I die.
I will also say there is a wedding dress in this show that is tied for first place wedding dress of all time.
Oh, wow.
With Anya from Buffy.
Oh, wow.
It's
okay.
amazing. And I won't tell you who because I just want you to see it. It's
Okay.
so pretty.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Emily calls and she like wants pictures and stuff, and so she basically just nags Lorelai until she invites her over to like come and be with her. And Lorelai has also tweaked her back, so she can't really like move or whatever, which facilitates kind of one of my favorite episodes for Emily and Lorelai, because Emily decides to stay to take care of Lorelai because she can't move and, you know, like get around and everything. And also Suki has left her pills from her bag of pills, which make it look like she's a pill addict. She's not. She just gets injured all the time.
Yeah.
Which she does in this one too. It's not constant, but every once in a while she like, spritzes herself right in the eyes with hairspray.
And also, we've all been there. It's not that bad.
But I think the point was that they like glued her lashes together, so she like couldn't get them open yet.
So you get makeup remover and you take a Q-tip, pro tip everyone.
Yeah, okay.
And you kind of lift
Rachel's makeup corner.
Yeah, so then you kind of lift it and then you roll the Q-tip into your lashes and then kind of wiggle like this and then you kind of pull it. And then you flush it with warm water.
So instead she walks home with her eyes hairspray shut in the winter weather. And then, so Rory and Dean are at the dance, and they're having an okay time. They're both super weird about it because they also... Lane has brought up whether or not they're boyfriend and girlfriend, and so Rory's feeling awkward about it. And
it's an awkward time of, like, you've been making out for weeks, and then no one wants to be because no one has said anything, and it's just like, well, I don't want to be the first one to say it.
So, okay, maybe this is a me problem. In this instance, I would have assumed... I would have just been going around calling him my boyfriend.
I would have asked. I'm that person where she's like, I don't know. I hate not knowing, so I'm just going to ask you.
I mean, so we're married, so I guess it's fine, but like we never had a conversation about like, are you my boyfriend now? No. We started dating and we were exclusively dating.
But what after you guys, like, not to put your business out, but then, like, when you kind of, like, broke up, but then came back together.
No, he just was like, I want to be with you again.
That just gave me so much anxiety. You never asked?
No.
No. I mean,
I don't know. Maybe I have no memory of asking.
Oh, no, I have to ask. There have been points, well, no, I'm sad to say it's happened to me twice. Not in very different ways, but there was one guy, I was like, do you want to be my boyfriend? And he went, oh.
Oh, no!
And then we still dated for like 2 months after that.
Weird.
Yeah, and I was like, what does that mean? And he was just like, you're so pretty. And then, like, I know. I was in a very unhealthy, unhealed place at that point in my life.
So, like, I honestly think I've only ever had, like, one conversation where it was like, do you want to be my girlfriend? And it was with my first college boyfriend.
Oh, no.
Otherwise, it was, like, just dating. Well, I didn't have a lot of boyfriends.
Yeah. No, everyone that I would, like, wanted to date seriously, I asked, or they asked me.
Yeah, I don't recall any conversation like that with almost anybody. Because I had 2 high school boyfriends, and then I had a high school, like, crushy type thing that turned into, like, a situationship in college, and then I had 1 college boyfriend, and then I hooked up a lot, and then I met my husband.
Well, my last relationship, we were all, like, easy breezy, whatever, and we didn't have the conversation, but then a year into it, we had a big fight, and he was like, I never asked you to be my girlfriend, and I was like, get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah.
So.
Why are you living with me during the global pandemic if you're not my boyfriend?
That's a great question.
Good question.
Yep. And I asked that a lot. And then I got, are you serious, Rachel?
Ew.
Yeah. So.
You have a girl's name.
I was like, he's a Cancer.
No.
He had red hair and glasses
and
tattoos and a nose piercing.
I get that part of it.
Oh.
I get that part.
It's fine. That was also almost 3 years ago. So, yeah. And listen, the piece is so nice. Just take a break, you guys.
Okay.
Anyway.
These episodes are fun because we get into the personal shit.
Yep.
Okay, so they're having an okay time at the dance. Madeline and Louise, I always forget which one is which.
I liked them so much in this.
Okay.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
I liked Madeline.
Yeah.
I did not like Louise.
Well, she's trying to hit on...
Louise is thirsty.
Louise is super thirsty.
Yes.
You will come to love Louise.
I had a feeling.
Yeah. Madeline is just sort of daffy.
Yeah.
She's just like, sort of like...
I go where the power is.
Well, but she's also sort of stupid in a fun way. And so they basically, so like Louise is trying to hit on Dean and he like sees right through her. That also like Dean's sort of observance levels really decline as well because he's not this savvy going forward either.
Weird.
It's bizarre. So he shuts it down and she's like, oh, okay, like I'm bored now. And so they like leave. And then it turns out Paris has brought her cousin to the dance because she couldn't get a date. Even though, like, okay, I am not defending Tristan. I want that made clear. Also, I didn't know until this rewatch that his name is spelled Tristin, and that is horrific to me. It should be an AN.
Yeah, I agree.
It's super bizarre. I never knew that before until right now, and I hate it.
I feel like it fits because he sucks.
Oh, and he's like a rich person. I'm gonna keep this in mind when he starts getting character development.
Well, I mean, refer back to the Teen Wolf stuff.
Yes, like your Derek stuff.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, there's not as much content after said character development, so it's a real bummer. Anyway, he has been consistently an ass this entire episode because he really is rude to Paris. She's selling the tickets, and he's like, she asks who he's taking, and he's like, why, are you free? He knows that she's in love with him.
It's so mean.
Like, he knows. It's super mean. Yeah. It's not cool at all. And so he ends up taking someone. He gets a girlfriend later named Summer. But this is obviously not her. And so, it turns out that Paris has taken her cousin so she wouldn't have to go alone. And we only find that out because the cousin... Jacob hits on Rory and is like, can I get your number to call you later? And she's like, you're here with Paris. And he's like, she's my cousin. And so then Paris finds out that Jacob told her that and freaks out and shouts to the entire room that she brought her cousin. And she's like, you're just going to tell everybody? And Rory's like, no, you just did. Like, what the hell? And then Tristan and Dean get into it. And it is... I think I've told you before, because you never watched Dawson's Creek.
Not consistently, no.
Okay. There is an episode in early season 1, because Pacey's sleeping with a teacher, which, by the way, let us know if you want us to do Dawson's Creek, because we're thinking about alternating seasons of Gilmore Girls and Dawson's Creek. So let us know. So Pacey's sleeping with his teacher. That it happens almost immediately, so it's like, and you already know that plot point. And at one point, she's like, we can't do this anymore. And I don't believe they've slept together yet. You know what I don't think they've slept together at that point.
Okay.
And he's meant to be 15. They're all meant to be 15 when the show starts. And he literally, the words come out of his mouth, I'm the best sex you never had, or something like that. And I was like, and he's a virgin at that point too.
Sir.
Yeah. What? I'm like, okay, Joshua Jackson, you are so cute. I love you to absolute pieces. This 35-year-old woman has had better sex than you.
My friend Melissa sent me a meme this morning that was a bunch of dudes who were all looked like Chad.
Yeah.
You know? And it said, this group just rubbed my left labia for 20 minutes and asked me if I came. It's like,
yeah,
sir.
So
what?
That is the exact energy that I feel from this fight scene.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
And Tristan has the actual audacity to be like, I hate Rory. And it's like...
he was like, I hate her. I want to make her life miserable. And it's just like,
Tristan.
Clearly not. Clearly, you have a shirt underneath that says, I love Rory. He
is so into her. And this goes back to the observance levels of Dean too, because Rory is like, he just hates me. And Dean is like, he's super into you. And she's like, no, there's no way. All he does is make me miserable. And Dean is like, it's essentially pulling her pigtails is like what he thinks he's doing. But he's going about it in such a grody way that like, even someone as naive as Rory is not picking up on it because he's being so aggressively gross about it. So anyway, and then because the thing that specifically gives me that Dawson's Creek vibe is when Dean is like, you don't want to fight me. And he's like, why? And because I'll kill you. Like, no, my man, you will not. It's just truly
If I
horrible.
were Rory, I would have been laughing. And
Yeah.
I might have just left.
Just be like, okay,
this is
you can
embarrassing.
drive yourself home. I'm gonna get a cab.
Yeah.
Mom, give me $20. It'll
or
be fine.
I'm gonna call my grandma. She's gonna send
a driver.
car.
Yeah. So then they end up leaving after that, and then they go just to walk around town. They're back in Stars Hollow. They go to walk around town. They go into Miss Patty's because it's unlocked, and they start reading. Rory's got a Dorothy Parker book. She brings a book everywhere. That's just like her thing. And so they end up falling asleep in the dance studio, and they don't wake up till morning when Patty and like all of the, I don't know, early morning yoga ladies, whatever, they go in there, and then Rory rightfully freaks out and starts running home and is like, you are not coming with me because it's going to be worse if you come with me. And so unfortunately, Emily and Lorelai have also fallen asleep, but Emily is awake and realizes that Rory's not there. And so starts berating Lorelai. It's bad.
Yeah.
It's really bad, some of the things that she says. They also, Lorelai doesn't until it's just her and Rory. Emily just assumes and will not be moved that Rory and Dean had sex.
Yep.
That they stayed out all night to have sex. She just assumes. And like, I can get the past trauma of having your daughter get pregnant when she was 16. But Lorelai and Rory are such different people.
Yeah, but in that moment of panic and fury, it's just immediately, it's the shorthand thing to do.
Yeah.
It's because the anger is stemming from fear.
Of course.
So the deep-seated fear and the deep, deep anger is because Lorelai got knocked up.
Yeah.
And so it's like, well, clearly like mother, like daughter.
It's really bad. She says some things that are pretty unforgivable.
Yeah.
And Lorelai basically serves it right back. And she's like, if you are not going to believe that Rory is a good kid and that like she's not going to make the same mistakes as me, then you can get the fuck out of my house. And so Emily leaves. And Rory has heard the end of it, and so she goes to talk to Lorelai, and then she gets ripped into as well. And I actually, it sucks the like domino effect, but I actually love the way that Rory serves it back, because she's like, you are only this mad at me because I made a mistake and Grandma caught it. Like, Grandma was here to yell at you. If Grandma wasn't here, this wouldn't have been a thing.
Yeah.
Like, she would have been like, you can't do that, what the hell? But Lorelai's like, you're going on the pill and like all of this. And it's like, I mean, she can go on the pill if she wants to, but
why are you making
like force
decisions?
her?
Yeah, why are you making decisions about my body, about something that you don't know is actually
100%. And she's like, literally nothing happened. We fell asleep in Miss Patty's. Like, that's literally it. And what happened, all that stuff about trusting me and all of this, and it's a bummer. And now you know why I'm making you watch the next episode.
Yep.
Because there's some resolution in the next episode.
Yeah, and so I want to see that, because the scenes that we get with Lorelai and Emily before all of the stuff happens,
so good.
Nice.
So good. Just because it's like the give and take between them. Because Lorelai is like, you don't have to say, I'll be fine. Like, it's not going to be a big deal. But Emily is, in her Emily way, trying to reach out and take care of Lorelai in a way that she hasn't been able to for 20 years. And the moment specifically when she doesn't want to eat the mushed banana on toast. And she's like, Suki left me a burrito. And she's like, okay, I'll go heat it up for you. And Lorelai's like, no, I'll eat it cold. And like, Emily kind of deflates. And the moment when Lorelai then reaches back across that divide and is like, hot's better though, it's so beautiful.
Yep. Because it's like, when she says the thing about like, I'll eat it cold, it's because that's the independence showing, right? Where it's just like, no, like, I've accepted this as a part of my life. Like, I can deal with that part. But and also, I don't need you to take care of me. But it's just like, you kind of have to make the decision to allow people to take care of you, because that's the more vulnerable thing. It's not, you're proud that you're independent and you can do all this on your own, but take the hand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like sometimes stronger to let somebody
absolutely
help.
Absolutely. And I thought it was very telling that when Emily was fighting with Lorelai, when she was like, you're going to lose Rory, like I lost you.
Yeah.
And it's like, so we're dealing with fear, rage, hurt, and then loss because she did
like
lose
grief.
Yeah.
An actual real grief
right now.
I know, it's so good. This is why I've been so excited for you to watch this because there's moments like some parts of this show make me furious, but there's just moments that I understand why this show has Emmys, you know?
Yeah.
Like it makes sense.
Yeah. And it just, again, like I feel like I talk about this in every single episode, but the mother-daughter dynamic is such an intricate, interesting, weird microcosm of ridiculousness.
Oh yeah.
And I've never seen it so successfully portrayed like I see in this show.
Yeah.
It's really fascinating. It's so triggering. It's very, very fascinating. And I don't know. I just like I can't 100% write Emily off.
No, yeah, and you're not supposed to.
Yeah, because like I feel like she does pay attention. She goes through a whole thing, but she does try in her own way.
Well, and it's also so hard to break out of the cycle that you've been caught in for 20 plus years.
Right.
You know?
I mean, if you think about it, Lorelai is the one that's breaking the generational trauma. Yeah. Right. She's broken
and creating some new fun generational
absolutely. Trauma. The cycle never stops.
Yeah.
It's just a different font. But so, and the fact that Emily is so late in her years and she is still trying to learn, I think that's great.
It's super great.
She is a pill and a rough one to swallow, but I'm excited to see where this goes for sure.
I also, we haven't given props to Kelly Bishop yet, but she is, I mean,
so good.
Spectacular. Yep. Like so fantastic at playing Emily. I mean, it is kind of the role of a lifetime,
100%.
if we're being honest. And I love, love, love that they're watching Double Indemnity and talking about Barbara Stanwyck's voice. Because Kelly Bishop does kind of have a Barbara Stanwyck-y voice. Kind of like deep and husky. It's great. Yeah. So yeah, we end the episode with all three Gilmore women at odds with each other, which will not wrap up completely, but like we get to a place in the next episode.
Good.
That's like helpful.
Good.
I also kind of hated the Emily making Dean come to the door when they had already agreed that he can honk.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tacky. Like, you shouldn't have agreed to that, but come to the fucking door.
I agree.
But also, like, if you've agreed ahead of time.
But also, the guy shouldn't let you agree to that. You should be like, no, I mean, I'm going to come to your door.
I agree. Dean sucks.
Because I just would never.
Yeah, same.
I would never honk.
No.
That's ridiculous.
Do you know who else would never honk? Your girlfriend.
Yeah, no. No, not at all.
I love that we've like kind of all come to the agreement that like, if anything happens to my husband, I'm gonna get a wife after.
Yeah.
I'm just like, no more dudes for me after that.
Yep. I'm still figuring that part out.
You're like, maybe. We'll see.
Well, yep.
All right. We are...
Uh-oh. Out of my camera.
Out of camera battery. So like and subscribe. Let us know what you think. And we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.